Hey everyone, it's Nancy from Our Sidetrack Life. Today I'm going to cover 4 types of gifts: experiences, arts and craft kits, open-ended play, and STEM-oriented gifts. Plus, I'll have a bonus at the end. So the first category I want to talk about are the experiences. Some of these experiences, could be tickets to the theater. Of course, depends on what's happening in the world, but tickets to museums. But right now, at least this year, we are thinking outside of the box a little bit more. So experiences could be also subscriptions to magazines. Do you remember that from way back in the day? I remember having like the greatest magazine subscription to Ranger Rick, I think it was, and they still have that, by the way. So there are wonderful subscriptions out there. My children had highlights that they loved and enjoyed when they were younger, but there are different age groups for that. And there's a really good one right now that the kids are interested in called Discover Kids, it's Kids Discover. And then there's another one that is linked with National Geographic. So there are some great ideas for magazine subscriptions. These are awesome ideas, by the way, for grandparents, and great ideas for family gifts. Our family always does a family gift every year, so something like this would be really fun. We could read them together. Subscription-wise, another idea are subscription boxes. And these have really expanded, I noticed, over the past maybe 5 years. And especially this year, I'm seeing new ones pop up. What are those? Those are kits that have a specific theme that your child gets enrolled in, or your family, and you get a new box every month that focuses on something different. So let me show you. You might have heard of Kiwi Crate. They have different age groups, kits for different age groups and for different interests. This one is the one for my younger son, and yeah, KiwiCo. This is the one for his age group, and he made a paint spinner. And what they do is sometimes they'll have you use the box and the materials. They give you everything that the child needs, including really good directions. And every month he gets something different that he gets to build. And he has so much fun with this. So every month you get a different project. So that's Kiwi Crate. There are a couple other ones I want to mention because they're so amazing. We used to do little passports, and that one was the kind of a trip around the world. So every month the kids would get a kit that had all the information about a certain country. And so, like, for instance, if it was France, they'd get a postcard from France, a link to find out more information about it online. They'd get like a little activity to do about France, and so that they could discover, all about the culture. And they would get like a little gift in there that was was kind of related to France and the culture. Another couple ones I want to mention are, there's a new one. I've been wanting for so many years to find like a outdoor nature oriented monthly kind of subscription experience. And there is one now called Think Outside. And every month they give you a different kit that includes something that you can explore outside with the children. And the children, there's lots of activities involved in that. So like if there were the hiking theme or the kit, they would get a backpack. I mean, this one's pretty extensive. You get a lot of things with your kit. The backpack, maybe there's a magnifying glass and all of that. But if you go online and look at their kits, they're really, really robust, and they have a lot to them. Really fun one. That one looks really cool. If I had younger kids, I think we would do that one for sure. There's another one called Happy Hedgehog. Yeah, Happy Hedgehog. And Happy Hedgehog is more of a Waldorf kind of arts and crafts kind of related kit. And every month they give you everything you need to do an art or craft. And one example might be felting. They might give you everything you need to make like a felted animal, or they might give you everything you need to make a crochet hat. So Happy Hedgehog, that one's really, really special and neat. So definitely do your research. There are so many great subscription boxes that are currently available. One of the best gifts we've ever given ourselves as a family is a national parks pass. It's an annual pass. It costs $80. It has been amazing how many national parks we have visited over the years. We like to travel a lot in our RV, and we've just enjoyed it so much. It's an invaluable experience. So that's a really good gift too. Another thing I want to share under the area of experiences is, of course, any class, right? The kids would really enjoy classes when I would get them, like a class at the local pottery studio, or a class at the Ninja Warrior playground, that kind of thing. Those experiences that can go all year or maybe throughout the year are really special. And if you can't do that, there's a lot of online class options with Udemy, with Master's Class, I think it's called Master Class, or OutSchool. So those are really wonderful because those will give them a class to do, but then they're actually doing an activity that's off screen, which is a benefit. We are now on to the second category of gifts called arts and crafts. This is one of our favorite, and we have a ton that I just want to show you because I really want to provide some inspiration. So one way we try to keep the screen time down in our household is to have a book available for them all the time. And so that's why the magazine subscriptions are really great, because that comes every month and is new every month. We leave that out, we leave their favorite book around, and we have usually an art or craft project that they're working on. So if they say, I'm bored, you can say, oh, go check. You want to read? Do you want to do your project? That kind of thing. Anyway, let's get right into it. And this is the Melissa and Doug loom. And these are just so fantastic for little fingers too, little hands. And they teach them coordination, and you can create beautiful things out of this big loom. It can be a bigger blanket, it can be a skinnier scarf, it can be a little pocket or purse. So there's lots of fun things you can do with a loom. Usually that kit will come with yarn, it'll come with everything you need to make projects. Fiber kits. I don't have an example out here, but I do have an example of what my older kiddo made. And this is a sweet little polar bear made by felting. You have a piece of foam, thick foam, and you use the different pieces of roving and you poke the needle, and the needle is barbed, so it catches the fiber, and you can create beautiful, beautiful little sweet things with the needle felting technique. Some other kits you might find out there would include some sewing kits where you can make really easy, simple embroidery and sewing out of felt squares. That's a really fun one. There are loom kits for knitting. So if your kiddos aren't into knitting with needles, but they want to do like a hat or a special project, there are looms, and they look like this. They're kind of funny looking. This is like for a baby hat or a doll hat. And you just weave the yarn all the way through, and they use a hook to hook the second layer of the yarn up and over, and it starts to form a hat. These are so great to have on the corner. That's another project that they can always turn to and work on. This is something cool. My younger son is 9 now, and he is ready. He's been whittling with his pocket knife for a while, but this is something a little different. This is a wood carving kit, and it comes in a beautiful box and has good directions and has all the pieces that they need to start to do some more fine wood carving. Now it even comes with like a spoon that's been cut out. He's done, he's working on a bird right now. So it comes with gloves that help keep their hands safe, and they're gloves that just, protect them from getting cut. Brilliant. My older son was really into learning about Chinese brush painting. Beautiful, beautiful work. You can find these a lot of times at Barnes & Noble. They have a ton of wonderful kits. Let's see if I forgot anything. Oh, beeswax candle kits. Those are wonderful. Soap making kits, bath bomb making kits. I don't know what it is, but this year my kids are really into taking baths, and they love bath bombs, and they love watching them dissolve in the water, I guess. They're way more fun than bubbles, apparently now. Those kind of kits are wonderful because they can actually then make gifts for friends, maybe for the holidays or birthdays. So the next category I want to talk about are open-ended play items or toys. And these are just toys that really inspire creativity. When you give them to the child, it's not like it has a specific purpose, but the child is able to use their imagination. So play silks are wonderful because they're just pieces of beautifully colored silk materials, like squares, and you don't have to get silk. There are other materials as well. They can throw them in the air. They can make them into capes, aprons, hats. They can cover things, use them as blankets, use them as like tarps for shelters. It's just really wonderful to see how the children play with these play silks. A lot of the products I'm talking about will be linked in the description below just in case. Another thing that our kids love and still enjoy are these natural wood blocks that I'll show you. And I have to show you just how fun they are. So we have like a basket still, and I keep this out still because my 9-year-old, he'll come and create houses and things, and they're made out of, you know, wood, but they look like blocks, right? Regular blocks, but many of them are in the natural shapes of the branches. And they're just wonderful. They feel warm to the touch. They're so fun. There's no splinters on them. They've been smoothed down. This has been a favorite for both kids for a really long time. And they love it. We have our gnomes in here and all kinds of fun stuff that they use. Now, one thing I want to show you, you may never have seen one of these before. This is a cypress knee. And if you've ever been to the South, to the swamplands of the United States, you might see trees starting to grow up from the swamp. A lot of times they're cypress trees that are just starting, and this is what would be coming out of the water. And so there are so many of them in the swamps, and you can find these for sale on Etsy a lot of times, and they're really affordable. We have about 4 or 5 of these, and the kids love to make them into a scene. Could be like gnomes and fairies scene, or it could be what we have now is the nativity scene where they've stacked these together. They use these with their blocks and just have such great imaginative play. Open-ended play with music is so fantastic. And of course, when they're little, you know, there's those little cute little music kits, and they come, a lot of times they'll come with lessons, or at least we would incorporate lessons about the world cultures. So this obviously is for Chinese New Year, and it's from China or the Asian cultures. You can find and get drums that are so sweet, bongos from different cultures like Africa, and flutes maybe from Native American culture, and they can just have fun playing with them, getting the feel for them, and other things that help them build rhythm and coordination. Woo! There goes my drum. So we love these little egg shakers for little hands, and it has a pleasant sound. Some things don't, right? So be aware of that. But having these around and available in a basket in the living room, especially when the kids were younger, really inspired them, and they would just come over and pick them up. And oftentimes in our morning circle, or sometimes we just have like jam sessions with the family, because I play ukulele, my older son's learning how to play guitar, they both play cello, violin, we kind of have fun with the piano. We're not real great at it, but we try. And we just have fun. Sometimes we have family concerts. Oh, there's one more thing I want to show you because these have been a hit with both my children. They're called Magna-Tiles. Now, Magna-Tiles is a brand name that's kind of expensive, so I found some that are called Picasso tiles. They look very similar and they're a lot less expensive, so check out both. Probably Magna-Tiles is more of a better quality because these have lasted. Honestly, these are Magna-Tiles and they've lasted forever. They've never broken. There's no chips on them, and these have been used by the kids since they were very, very little. So they just have, let me see if I can figure this. You can see that, and there's different, there's different shapes that they can play with and manipulate and build with. And they have so much fun. There's even train car sets and some other things online now. And they can build their own worlds with these. These are super fun. Okay, on to our fourth and final category, but remember I have a bonus, so stick around. The fourth category is STEM. Our family, for some reason, just loves science. We love everything about science. We try to combine art and science too as much as we can in our homeschool curriculum. Let me show you a couple that we just really love. And there's different versions for different age groups too, which is great. Anything robotic, my younger son loves, and he loves solar. There's something so intriguing about solar power. And so this is a 14-in-1 educational robot that can run on solar. It is fantastic. He's been really loving that because there's so many projects he can build. There's another one here. You'll find tons of these kits, like the rock gem kits, tumblers and rocks, collecting rocks and tumbling them in a rock tumbler is so cool. Rocket science, propulsion, anything. I mean, there's just so much variety out there. Have fun with that because, these are really great to have around for them to do on their own too as they get older. Over here, we have some fun things too. Let me go over here and show you. Of course, one of our favorite things to do are experiments, and this one combines magic and experiments. And all of these kits are really good at explaining the science behind everything. We have a little basket that has some other fun things. And so, like, we have our kitchen science, edible science, by the way, yummy. Polymer pudding, who wouldn't want to try that, right? So we have that. And a few years ago, we bought this cool microscope. Now, the difference between a microscope you had when you were young in science class and this one is it's digital and portable. Like, you can take this little piece off and bring it with you outside, and it goes to a software or an app on your phone, and you can record it and look at it digitally. Digital microscope. So cool. Kids love it. This puzzle, I guess you'd call it, or marble maze, but it's more like a puzzle because they get to put it together, and they can put it together in all different configurations. Really sparks creativity, critical thinking, really fun. Actually, Zane was upstairs doing this. I had to have him stop for a little while because the marbles, of course, make noise when they go down. He was just having a blast. Oh, and then anything like that adults use, like a cooking kit or a tool kit. This one is wood, and it's for really small hands. And Zane did not want to get rid of this. Even though he got a kit from Grandpa that are real tools that he can use in the garage with Dad and me, he wanted to keep this because he just loves it. This is Snap Circuits. This one's the junior version because Zane got it a couple years ago, but there are other versions for other age groups. And there are, like in this one, there's 100 projects to teach kids about electric conductivity and what needs to happen with certain circuits to turn things on and off. There are other Snap Circuits that have 300 projects, 500 projects. This is cool. He could do it on his own when he was 7. So this has been just so fun for him. If you live in a place that has a cold winter like we do, we can get out most days, and we do. We get out to move our bodies most days. We'll bring our kickball to the park or throw around the Frisbee, whatever the case might be. But what we decided to do was we gifted the kids an indoor kind of ninja playground, I guess you would call it. And this is a really fun thing to do too. You can gift them these projects. So you can gift them like a playhouse that you'll build together as a family, or gift them something that you know they'll use in an off season, like for us. So we have a basement that we were very fortunate enough to be able to build out and use that in the wintertime. So we put something in there for our older son, and we put something in there for our younger son, and something for both of them. And so I'm gonna give you a quick tour because it is fantastic to have this space, and I hope it inspires you to maybe do something that is a little out of the ordinary and fun for the times when you need to be inside. So let's go down there and take a look. Okay, we are down in the basement area of our home, and we're so blessed to be able to have this space. This is a little table we put in that has 3 different games on it. I believe it's pool, air hockey, and foosball for our older kiddo and our younger kiddo. All of us play it actually. And here is the ninja gym that we put in. We used wood and sanded it down, put these wonderful climbing, I believe they're climbing cleats, on the wall. And we bought a mat to catch anybody. We did put 2 pieces of wood on the ceiling to just make it a little bit stronger, and got these eye hooks in and bought some really fun little attachments. This is my yoga swing. The kids like to use it as a swing. We have a little trampoline for other activities, and then we have some other accessories that can go up on it to make it all fun for them and to kind of switch it up a little bit. Okay, thank you for going down with me and looking at that. I have had so much fun just sharing with you some of our favorites that we've loved giving the kids over the years. I hope some of this inspired you and gave you some ideas for your gift giving all year round.